or you can just click on the source, make sure it gets highlighted around the corners, then you can just kind of like resize it however you want or move it around if you want to. I'm just gonna obviously leave it where it was supposed to be because we're trying to record a screen in like proper dimensions. But anyways, let's continue on with the video. So the next step before we actually go into the settings is the night mode and light mode switcher. And what this is you just go up here and you click this, you'll change your Streamlabs to like light mode. If you click it again, it can go to night mode. It's really personal preference for whatever you like, but I just want to make sure I showed you guys that before we go into the settings, which is right here. So we click the settings gear right there and it should open up a new window like this one right here. Now I'm going to quickly make the normal Streamlabs window smaller again because I actually personally like it like that, but it's all just going to be personal preference for whatever you end up liking. So you don't have to make yours like smaller just because I did that. But anyways, now that we're here, let's move on straight away to the output tab right here. And the reason why we did that is because this is where we can play with some of our recording settings. And the first thing that I want you guys to do right away is that make sure that your output mode is on the simple one instead of the advanced one that you can switch to. And we're doing that because it works about the same, but we can avoid getting people confused with like having too many settings in front of them. From there, since we're only recording, all you have to do is just go ahead and minimize the streaming leg box. You really don't need it. We only need to mess with the recording one, and that's it. So anyways, let's finally get on with the recording settings part of this video, and the first thing that I want you guys to change is change your recording format to MP4 from FLV, which should be your default one. And the reason why I'm having you guys do that is because it makes it easier to edit your files in other programs without like compatibility issues and things like that. But if you yourself know that you definitely need to be using one of the other file types for whatever project that you're working on, then by all means go for it. But for most of us, MP4 is going to be the way to go. Now the next thing that we want to do is change our recording path, and this is where we pick where we want all of our recorded files to go after we're done recording them on OBS. So if I was to make a new folder on my desktop right here, just go to new, hit folder, and I'm just going to like leave it named new folder because I really don't care. Then we can go to the recording path, hit browse, go to my desktop, and look for the new folder. So it's right here. I'm gonna hit select folder, and the path should have gotten changed to this folder right here. So now that we've actually changed that recording path right here to that folder, all the videos that I do end up recording on Streamlabs OBS will get saved in there unless I do end up changing that setting later in the future. Anyways, the next thing I want to mention is something that's not out yet, but I'm just saying it for future reference because I'm pretty positive that Streamlabs is gonna end up adding this setting. But if they ever do end up adding a recording quality or an encoder setting like this one right here, but like in the recording area over here, what you should do if you have like a normal computer or like a lower end PC is go ahead and hit the select or hit the software X264 option, and what this will do is it will actually record your PC screen by encoding through your processor. The only issue is that it might slow down your PC a bit, but that's just how it has to go if you have an older end PC. But if you have like a newer end PC that has like an NVIDIA graphics card, then I highly recommend using the NVENC option because then it will actually use your graphics card to encode your recording instead. So since that feature isn't out right now, I wouldn't worry about it, but I just wanted to mention it in case you're watching this video like a few months in the future and they finally added it. So anyways, like I just said before, the only reason I mentioned that was just in case I end up changing up the software like later down the line. The video should still work later in the future. But anyways, let's move on from that and go into the recording quality. So the first thing that we want to change is we don't want to leave it as same as stream because we didn't even set up streaming settings to begin with. So I'm going to run you guys through these settings and you guys can pick whatever you want. I'm almost positive no one is ever going to pick lossless quality because the file sizes are just way too large for that and I don't even know if it's worth it. So what I personally do, because I know I have a pretty high-end PC, is that I use indistinguishable quality. The only downfall with that is that you will get like really good quality, but the file size is going to be a bit larger. So that